All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, programmers. So, welcome to this session. So, I'm not gonna be repeating the discussion on how we actually made this is found here no method, and I'll just walk through you with this one because I already sent you a video of this one actually last yesterday. So this one right here is we created the method is found, and our goal for this method is or function is it actually we have two version of is found here in OOP, but we don't discuss OOP yet here in programming one. So in OOP, this one is what we call method overloading. However, leave it with that. I mean, take it as it is muna. Anyway, this is found right here. We have a bool is found and a int is found I. Okay, di siya matawag as method overloading because they have another name pala. Anyway, so we have is found. So the bool is found. It's going to return true or false if ever there is value found in the ID. So meaning to say, if we're going to use this one, this is what we call passing by reference versus passing by value. So the passing by reference is we use object, which is a string, an array object here. So as you can see, we have the value. The value corresponds to the value that the user is going to enter, and then the size if of our loop, no, and on how much iteration it is going to actually execute within our array. Okay, so also with the we are only going to capture ID because no need of getting for names, gender, and other student information, assuming that we are managing student records. So right here, this one is taken from the edit, delete, and search cases last time, no? So kung mapansin niyo sa atong case, right here, medyo na-lessen na to ang code because that's the goal of functions. So please get to review the video that I have sent to you yesterday. So this will return true if ever there is value found. If not, then it will return to false. Now it will return found as false. Now since this will only return true or false, and we cannot use the value for this one to an array, in which specifically if there is array, let's say for an instance, if there is a value found for an instance, mm, let's say with we have 101, 102, 103, and then uh, how do we know that the value that is found is 101, 102, or 103? So with that, we have here another version of function which is similar to that. However, it returns an integer. So this returns an integer instead of true or false. So this will return -1 if ever the value is not found. Okay, value is not found. So meaning if there's no element in array, this will return -1. Otherwise, this will return the index value, the corresponding index value of the array. So if it finds 102, 103, 104, then the corresponding index of that will be returned by this method. So this is what differs between these two functions. So where did we actually use that one? We use it here in the search. So as you can see here, we type the user types student ID, and then user enters value, I mean value of that ID, it is going to be, so right here, na-highlight man ng ID. Anyway, this one is ID. ID, this is the array object. So since our is found requires as an object of an array, so that is why since ID here is declared as an array, so we are allowed to do that. So that is what we call passing by reference. So in Java, in C++, we passing by reference is passing by object, okay, in equivalent in Java. So we have here instead pwede tagbot ang trig and ampersands and asterisk, no, for pointer base passing by reference, or pointer base passing. Now this one is actual value. Value means the value that the user may type upon searching for a value, and then the I is the current element or current record of our array, so that it is not going to, so that it will base on, no matter our capacity is like 100 at least, we only we only loop our, or we only iterate our within our array up to how many current records, or it will base on the current of records or current records. So whenever it is found, like here, if search is equal to -1, since it returns what they call this one, the index value instead. So this is actually the method. So it returns the corresponding index value of our array, and then we will use that search, which is returned by is found I, so the equivalent index value, to search for the value. Okay, actually this is for edit na din na part. So asa tong search here, no? So we also use that one in search. Ayan, so if search is equal to I, or sorry, -1, hold value is not found, and then otherwise, so we have here, we use the search to represent the index for our array. The same thing in the case E, no? So I mean in edit, okay? So we have to look for it and then edit, okay? And the same thing also with is found. So there, at least we're able to at least lessen our code by 30%, I guess. Okay, so there's no more searching by index, because again we only have we already have ID, which is index value. Now for this time, yeah, before we'll proceed, do you have any questions so far with the new added uh, functions? Do you have questions?
Wala, sir.
Okay, good. Alright, so this time we are going to continue with, since wala na mo ni nahuman with my other class. Okay, so kay ansiran pa namo apil tong sa exam, and then through using function, which is katong gisend na ko na video sa inyo ha yesterday. So this time we're going to store this to a, because every time we run our program, the records that are stored will are all vanish. So meaning mawala siya, no? So this time, and we repeat again and again. So this time we're going to store this, or the records, in a file or text file. So there are actually a lot of solutions to this one. The best solution for this one is we are going to make a class. We do encapsulation, and let's that's where we actually manage our records, or the file, okay, or we have a separate file management. But that's one way, but I will not do that for now, because you might be like confused because you don't have the idea of like OOP concepts. Now the second idea is we will use what they call this one. Every time we store our records, we are every time we enter a record for our for the values of for the information of the student, it will be recorded to a text file. And the other one is later on I'm going to show you the most efficient one, which is in the virtue of time and space complexity of algorithm. Mas okay tong akong ang isa ka solution. But for this, para we would be able to understand, I'm going to walk through you on how to store these records to a text files or to a file. Actually, I have introduced this one to you, but wala lang kay nato siya natagaan og time. So, okay. So let's get started. So this time we're going to declare a an F stream, no file stream. F stream means it's a file stream instead of input output streaming. So use fstream to represent the file, okay? And then we are going to use for outputting or storing a value to a stream to a file. We use offstream, so that is there. So let's say offstream record. So you can have like record or record that open or something like declare. You just have to declare record and then record that open. It depends on you, no? So you can actually do this. So you have student that text. Okay. So by the way, its mode is you can make it like the mode is either pwede nimo siya i-bin, pwede nimo siya binary, pwede nimo siya i-text file, or anything you would like to do. So, again, you can directly do it like here as in a constructor. So, record.txt. I actually delete siya kung matawag as constructor. So, you can also do like this. Okay? So, meaning to say, we tell the compiler to create a student.txt file, and then all of the records or the information of the student based on the ID, name, age, and sorry, ID, name, gender, and age, and tuition will be recorded there in the student.txt. Okay, so now let's go to case A. So let's store here the record. So by the way, there's also new changes here. ID is equal to 10 to string. This will give us a template of for ID. This will start for ID. It will start with 10, and then it is going to increment the value by 1 based on the number of I or the number of so the number of I value. So since our I value here is actually, let's say, starts with 0, we have I plus 1, so that's the ID that is going to be stored is 101. So in this case, this is not something that the user is going to type. It is automatically going to be stored as 101 in the ID first index. The next after that is 102, 103, 104, so on and so forth. Okay. So now let's record our file, our information. So we have here ID equals I. Okay. You can have if you want to record like in a more in a separate line, you can have next line or you can have \t. So since the one record or one whole row is equivalent to one record of the students, then therefore we'll just use \t. Okay, so this time we'll just copy paste this one. Actually, you can do this every now and then, no, every line of this cin statement. But let's put it here so that we can group them together. So we have here, this will store records to a text, to a file. Okay. So let's copy paste this one. Paste, 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 and then paste. And then let's say, mm, okay, you have here the name, gender, and then age, and then tuition. Okay, and then yeah, so these are the student information that I mean, these are the expected student information to be stored in the end in our uh, text file. So let's have backslash n to the tuition so that the next line will be stored next after it. Okay, so we can now say student record successfully stored to a database. So we can consider this as a database, but it is not a relational database and it's only flat files. Okay, so let's run this program and let's see. So there's an error because wait for a while. I see. The atong nagamit na symbol. So sorry for that. Just missed that one out. So let's run again. Okay. So current record is 0. So upon adding, so there, no, na tayo nakita na 101. So let's say we have here Julia, male, a female, and 21, tuition, let's say 5,000. So by the way, you can, if you're using a the C++ IDE, which is Visual Code or VS Code or VS Studio or VS Code, you can emulate a terminal, or you can emulate the CLI or command line interface, no, para every now and then you will add, you can actually like uh, right here para mag clear screen siya, di ba? You can use actually system CLS. For Linux base, you can use clear, something like that. But this will not work kasi in the IDE that I am actually using. So, ayan. So, para limpyo inyong code, no? Para limpyo that every time you add, so, or every after you added the record, magbalik siya with this one. And then the update, parang menu again. So, after, so, mas okay na siya, ibutang nyo diri siya na part. Or, ayaw diri na part, diri dahil diri, wait, sa loop, ibutang nyo siya diri sa loop. Okay, for Linux base, you use system clear this is for Linux. STDIO, ang ano yata ni, STDIO, Linux. And then, for VS Code, i-emulate lang nyo itong i-emulate niyo ang terminal. For Windows, you can use CLS. Para mas achup siya tanawon. So, you explore that one para ma-clear screen siya, dili siya inaani nga every nakay tawag ani na siya ang recording is katong previous na gibuhat nimo na entry is naagihapon, so pangit siya na idea sa programming, so mas okay na kay clear screen. Anyway, so let's continue with our recording, but as you can see, we have recorded one one student record already. So let's go to our here, and then i-refresh na to siya. So we have here the student. Okay, so wala siya. Let's see anong wala. Record. Okay, record. Record that close. What happened? Yeah, by the way, this record that close is in C++. This one is not necessary, but I would like. I mean, I would like you to practice closing your every time you have open, and if you every time we do file handling as well as database, para maadad mo to close your the your database, no, so as well as in the file or text file, so required yun na siya na ay open and close. So at least it's like ano god, it's like mm, if you have the parang leftover na sudan or bayan uh, sa inyong table, so di ba i-close nato na siya every after gamito nato siya or every after humanat agkaon. So that's the same idea here, no? So para wala intruder, like dili ano imong records or imong data sa text file, you'll need to close it. Okay, so let's rerun again. So let's check kung anong wala siya na record. Sa usab ta. So we have here, let's say Mark, mail, and then 21,000. Student record is stored to a text file. So there, naana siya. I have here 101 Mart Mail 21 stored in a text file. So dapat kanina record is every time magbutang ta or mag-store ta og record is mabutang siya diri, and at the same time unsa tong record na diri is ma-fetch nato to siya or ma-retrieve nato to siya para we don't have to repeat the process of adding again and again. Okay, at least kung na siya record na na-store dira, and then dungaga na lang nato siya na record. Okay, so notice that if you're going to rerun again your program, okay, so there are things na kailangan pa na to i-polish because number one, okay, wait, what happened? Okay, I'll need to close other running, para dili mano tong memory. So mag-return 0 ta. So multi-purpose sa return 0 para i-stop niya properly atong program. Okay, so notice that if you so current record is 0, do na tayo student record sa StudentText because we never access the record inside of our text file. We only store it there. So upon viewing, of course, we don't have any record yet. So if we are going to add another record, so you have your 101. So as you can see in the student.text, nawala siya because you have here, asa na to, that says here every time kasi magbutang tag off stream record student text, mawala to siya, and then it will be replaced by new ones, so meaning dili siya ma-concatenate or dili ma-append ang data or record. So the only way, there are actually a lot, there are few possible ways na pwede nato buhaton ani. Okay, so iOS app ka, no? iOS app, or you use True. So True here means you are going to append the data you want to store to a text file. So, at least this time, katong record nimo last time, okay, katong record nimo here, kaya like i-undo na ko siya, will not be parang deleted or eradicated from your student.txt. So let's run again our program. So let's run. Okay, so though wala paghapon ang current record na tuuan, wala paghapon niya na because we never visited the student.txt yet. Okay, but this time let's keep on recording. So magbalik siya 101, but this time so we have here the 101 mark, so wala na siya na erase, meaning it is ready now na mag-add na tagbago na data. So let's say here we're going to add Gerald. Okay. So male 24, let's say 54. Ayan. So student record added. So let's go to student.txt. So here, na-add si Gerald. So every time mag-add ka og record to your text file, add. So let's say Julia, female, 12, 5,600. Yan. So it will be, oops, what happened? Wait. 103 stored dart mail 25 7,000. Ayan. So let's check anong wala siya nag-add. Oops. Okay, wait. It's supposed to add. Sige, let's skip on adding na lang muna. Let's not go and visit student.txt first. Kadugay. Asa naman eh? Append. Okay. I-cleaning sa nat. Mag-data cleaning sa ta. Refresh. Okay. Okay, let's rerun again. Okay, so we have here, let's say Julia, female, 18, tuition, 5,900. Okay, let's say Sarah, Sarah, female, at 43, 8,000. And let's say we are going to add Lenny, female, 56, 9,600. Yan. So, I hope now we are able to add the record to our student.txt. So, there, si Julia lang na-add. What happened? So, okay. What happened? Why is it already only Julia is added? One at a time lang siya. Oh. So, it's only going to record one value at a time. So this is not possible. So um, I don't know what seems to happen, but this should store the record every now and then we add the file here, no? So sige lang, i-resolve na to na niya. Anyway, so now what we are going to do next is we are going to to view the record from a text file. So i-view na to ang record from a text file. So we can do that by let's say let's go here in the case V. So let's have a separate parang what you call this one a another uh, aside from this one, no, this is from array. So but this time we're going to store the records from there sa text file na to. I mean, we are going to fetch the record from there sa tong text file. So let's start with the F stream. So let's say F stream stud records. And then we are going to use, okay, we're going to populate the record from the text file. So whatever records from the text file will be fetched, no, or retrieved. Now, there are actually a lot of ways to display our records. So first is we can use get line. So or the end of file, or the end of file. So this time let's make use of get line. So let's have here, let's say string, let's say value. We have value. I guess more natay value. Natay value. Ayun, gigamit nato ni siya sa ano, si value. Another na lang. O sige, let's make use of the value na lang. So let's have here stud records and then use value. Yan. So this time we are going to have here value. Okay. Okay, value, sorry, student records and value. Okay. And after that, we're going to display the in C out. No? So whatever is read from the text file, it will be read there. So it will be displayed here in our program. So let's run our program now. Okay. Na naman dahil tadrin no, pwede na niwala. Okay. Nag-get line naman dahil ta. I thought nag-end of file ta. So what happened here? If because option, okay, so probably this will not allow us to parang declare it here. So in ana ang restriction ni C++, let's see, and then run again. So nasa restriction on the switch statement or the case selection. Basta in ato ang iyahang pag-process, dili medyo strict siya on that part. No? So let's view records. So as you can see, view, if I'm going to remove this one, of course, the moment I'm going to run my program, and then if I go directly with, let's say, view, I don't have anything in my output. But obviously, if I'm going to i-refactor sa nato ha, i-indentation sa nato. Obviously, if I'm going to get back that get this record back, I mean get this statement back. If I'm going to run this one, so once I view the record, so there, the records from the student.txt will be displayed. So again, this thing right here will only display records in the whatever you store in the array. This one right here will display the record from your text file. So karon ato na siyang i-bind together, no? Ato na siyang i sa tawag na to. Yeah, i-bind together and let's choose either we use array consistently or we use text file consistently. But this is how you actually store your records. I mean, you store your records to a text file and then you actually what they call this one, fetch data from your text file. So you can, if you want na like gusto nimo siya ibutahimo ning function, you can make this as a function. Let's say you have here void. Okay, pwede void view records. So let's just have to copy paste this one. Okay. And then obviously you'll need to first also copy this one right here. And then let's say string value. So because these ones are local variables or already, so anything that you declared in the main are not known here in the view records. So meaning to say we'll need to declare it here. Okay. So and then you can call it directly sa ato ang sa inyong sa hold, no? I mean there is ato ang v. So or view records. So let's just view records. Ayan. So after that, if you plan to run your program, just click on V. So this will give you view records. Ayan. All right. So that is how you do you store record to a text file and retrieve record to a text file. Now this time, what we are going to do is let's bind together the the array and at the same time the our text file or our file, no? So ibutang kaning file nato, ibutang nato ni sa array para we can continue adding record to our array. Our array, and then after i-close nato ang program, those that pinakadali na pamaagi ani is every time we close our program, that's the time we actually go back or parang get back the records to a text file. So murag ang algo nato is first upon running sa program, those records from here i-store na to sa array, and then we will use the array now for doing structural modification on these records, and then once we close or exit the program, we are going to get it back to a text file. So that is what we are going to do. Okay, kasi if tagaanta mo scenario, if the thing is if you're going to like actually you this time pwede na mo dili magamit sa array ani, like pwede na ni dili array basta you just have to record it in a text file. Ang tagaanta mo scenario, why is it really pangit, no? Pangit siya na algo. It's because every now and then you access your text file, which you don't have to. Okay, like even in the search and even in the edit, you need to access the student.txt. So every now and then akay buhaton access nimo ang value sa student.txt or record sa student.txt, and then ibalik na pud nimo sa student.txt, same with delete. So kung sa tong so it would be really pangit na solution. So what we are going to do is I'm going to teach you the easiest way. Ang pinakadali na pamaagi, at the same time ang in terms of the time and space complexity of algorithm, mas okay siya gamiton. I mean, mas okay siya na solution. Okay, but I'm not saying you that this one is is the best solution. So, what are we going to do? So, with this, what we will need to do is number one, we'll need to parang structure or restructure our program. So before that, before I change anything here, do you have any questions so far? Atay questions? Hmm? Wala. Wala naman. Wala. Okay, sige. Alright, so ma-change ang structure sa program pero only a little. No, unlike katong giingon nako na imagine yourself like mag-add ka, butang nimo sa text file. Mag-edit ka, so dapat kuhaon to nimong record sa text file and then ilig mag-edit ka, let's say search lang mo na mag-edit ka unsa tong changes diri sa imong text file sa imong sa file sa record sa imong student is balik na po nimo sa student.txt. That's what you will do. Is mo ang isa ka algo and then another for like mag-delete pud ka, fetch na pud ka og record sa student.txt and then balik na pud nimo sa text file. So medyo ang process of like code nimo is fetching, then balik na storing, fetching, storing every now and then akay i-change sa structure sa imong record sa imong array or sa imong file, no, sa imong file system. So we don't do that. Bahala ano kung gusto niyo na buhaton. So it's up to you. But this time I will make your life easier for you. So this is what we will do. First is we are going to create a file or a method. Okay. So nang kailangan na itong mga methods, no? Importante na naatay methods. I mean, we have the idea of a method. So we will create a method that says or that would return a current record from our text file. So let's say we have here int current records. Okay. So right here, we are going to have here int, let's say count equals to 0. And then instead of we are going to display this, we just count this, the iteration. Okay? So meaning, i-read niya ng text record sa atong file, and then instead of i-display, i-count lang niya pila ka number of lines. Actually, i-count lang niya pila ka number of lines. And this will be our basis for the I nato, gani si I. Mo natong gamiton for I. So si I, let's separate it as declare nato na siya somewhere here. Okay. And then, let's make use of this max. Pwede nato ni siya, like, basahon na pod nato ni siya o let's say, actually, pwede ka mag-num of records, current records. Okay? So, meaning, imong max capacity now is based on the current records. Pwede nimo ibot ang times 100 para daghan kaayo siya. Okay? So, at least every now and then, mag-run ka sa imong program. Okay, you have enough space para ma-store siya og record imuhang mga arrays. Okay? Though this one is not good, but for now, it's better. Okay? It's better than sa C++, though dili kay siya inana ka stricto in terms of sa iyahang max capacity sa array kasi you can actually keep on adding and adding them even nana kay size na fix, pero sa C++ medyo okay ra siya, okay lang siya. So this time, every time na kay, let's say, current records nimo karon 1, 2, 3, it will be multiplied to 100, or you can multiply it to 10. So kung gusto ka, no? So meaning na kay allowance na uh, 30. Okay? So kung malima na po nila, kay allowance na 50. Ayan. So minus 5, 45 na lang. So kung 10 ni siya, 10 times 10, we have one, that is 100, and then naka-allowance na 90 for recording a record to a text file. Okay? So, it's up to you, no? Depende sa imo kung sa imong himo na formula for that. That is only for to guarantee na natay enough space na ma-store na to sa atong array. Kasi gamiton gyapon na to si array. Right here, we are going to call back again current records. Okay, so again, I'm not saying that you follow my algorithm. You can always have your own algorithm. So I have here current records. So this time, our I will base on how much or how many records do we have right here. So basically, dapat ini-grant sa atong program I or current record would have 3 dapat instead of 0 balik. Ganina, every time mag-grant sa atong program, atong current record is always going back to 0. But this time, current 0 gyapon. So meaning wala niya na read, tan-awon sa nato. So, wala tayo return. Yun. Return count. So, di gapon di gani strict po si C++ sa return value returning method. Oh. Okay, so there. Nanay 3. Okay, nanatay 3, meaning nabasa niya that there are 3 lines of codes, 3 lines of 3 records in our text file. So, if ever na magdungag ko or another records, let's say I have here 4, I have here another 5. So the next time I'm going to run my program, my current record now will be, wait, stop sana to ni sila kay daghan og running. Okay, so I'm going to run this one. This will give me 5. Yan. So high 5 there. So meaning our current records function is actually working. Now, our max is, okay, imagine your max is, since current record is 5 times 10, you have 50 allowance for max, minus 5, you have 45. So meaning you still have 45 allowable capacity or allowable storage for every element sa object na to sa ID, name, gender, and age, tuition, and for tuition. Pero, of course, when we add, okay, so notice that ato ang student ID 106, I mean atong student ID from, di ba dapat 106 na kasi based ato ang record 105. So naka-auto increment na ta na 106 because of this one, no? I, asa na to? I to string I plus 1, meaning 105 kay 10 plus next record after that, 106. Yan. So, 106. So, we can have here, so pwede nato ni siya i-store. Let's say, lovely, female, 17, and then, let's say, 5,800. Okay, so naana kay current record na 6. So, dapat ana siya diri sa imuhang text file. So, now, wala pa na ito na na-bind, though nag-ingon na siya current record na to na 6, but sa array nimo is, if i-display na to na siya, read niya itong nasa records, but actually sa array nimo, pag mag-edit, dili na nimo siya makitaan. Let's say sa search, 104. So, wala record, no? 104 is not found. So, wala siya nakita because wala pa nato gipain si array sa tuang text file. So, what are we going to do is, let's bind our array. So, pwede ta maghimog method. Pwede po ta directly dito na lang after mag-declare ta og array. So, right here, we can have here something like similar to this one. Okay. And then let's store it here. So meaning the very first time you run your program, the you have to make sure that your array will have uh, this one is not bound, but at least item na nato siya as bind because you are going to populate all the records from here to your array. So meaning we are actually binding it. Okay? Literally binding uh, records from text file to array. Okay? So don't you worry with the what we call this one. So ilahi na lang nato ni value na no. So let's have here rec na lang. Okay? Don't you worry with the student records. This is student record here is local. The same with also this one here local po na siya. So they are not known with each other. So okay lang na. Now this time let's have another. Okay, sige. Try sa nato mag-display. Um, let's say. So since sa get line is the entire line ang iyang i-display or iyang i-capture na record. So what we're going to do is we don't do that na i-read nato ni siya as like per line. Okay? So unless mag-split, i-split nato siya per record or per value, meaning per column. So para ma-store na to siya sa array. So dili we cannot afford of ibutang nato na siya sa get line. Okay? Kasi get line means the entire line. Okay? Remember that the entire line iyang i-read. So this time kailangan nato dili og end of file line. So sa end of file is you have to have here .pof, okay, until dili siya until so ang reading ani is until dili siya end of file. So this one is kumbaga end, is it end of file? False. Ay true. Is it end of file? True. So kailangan i-negate nato siya, negation there kani siya. Not meaning not end of file. So meaning ang negation ani is it not end of file? True. Is it not end of file? True. Is it not end of file? True. So true, true, true. Then pag abot niya diri is it not is it end of file? False. So since pag abot rin na part na pag loop niya, pag loop sa while loop, pag read niya diri kay wala na yung file, so meaning that's the end of the file. So mag-false na lang siya, mag-stop ato ang loop. So when it is true, so when the loop is true, atong i-capture ang record from there. So how are we going to do that? So unang-una, kailangan nato si I. Okay? So si I, kan diretso ta ka I. Wait for a while ha, kaya nasa mag, sana. Okay. Sige. Okay. Thank you. Now, next is, saan na to? So, right here, so what we are going to do is, we use the I, current records, manino, wait, current records. Ayaw, di si current record. Ngita tag, another, ano di, let's say, CTR na lang. 20. So, mali ko, iratum, CTR atong gamitan. pwede X, pwede anything, kana is counter lang to ibutang. So, every time mag-add ta or every time mag-read siya og record here, okay? Alam na tayo rec diri, no? So, yan, rec. So, stud records, si stud record, i-read niya ang value sa text file from our from rec. I mean from stud records to rec. Okay? Or simply pwede diretso nato siya without this one, pwede nato na siya idiretso sa array. Pero kung gusto ka, you can actually use this one rec. Pero again, pwede na to directly idiretso sa array. Meaning, katong records sa from this text file is store na to sa atong array for ID, for name, for gender, for age, and for tuition. Which is, we use the ID. So, since ready na ning array na to, so we have here CTR. Okay? And then, you will copy paste this one. You do the same for name. You do the same for gender. You do the same for age. Make sure lang na ang reading niya is same column, nag-correspond siya same column. Okay ra dili, basta kay ang treatment ni man is all string. Pero since natay part na nag-integer ta og double, so make sure lang na ang pag-read niya is dapat integer and double value to siya. Okay, which is for age and for tuition. So right here, you'll have here tuition. Okay. And then don't forget to increment your CTR++. So now, what will it take you? Unsa may mahitabo ani sa atong program? So, ang mahitabo sa program na would be, you have now the option either to view the records using this one, or you view the record using the asa na to, the traditional one, which is katong hold na. Okay? Kasi nabalik naman nato ang record, assuming na nabalik na nato ning record dito sa array, so pwede na ni, it will work now. This one will actually work. Okay, so the idea there is inani ang naitabo. So every time you read niya per line, per entire line, okay, ang value ni na first na read is 101 is recorded in the ID. Okay, that's the first index. Okay, so first one is 0. The next mart, ma-store sa mart dire. The next is gender, ma-store po na siya dire. Then next na reading is 21, ma-store po na siya dire. And the next reading is 5,000, ma-store po na siya dire sa tuition. Then CTR++. Okay? And then CTR++, kasi mag-increment pa na relative to this one. Okay? Kasi mag-next pa siya. So, is it end of file? No. So, I mean, true yapon siya. Kaya negate naman na siya. Is it not the end of the file? It says, yes, true. So, therefore, ang next CTR++ na po nimo, CTR1 will be, kanina po siya, the entire row of 102 Gerald Mill 24 and 54, 5,400. The same thing with, mag-increment na po ang CTR by 1. Okay? Julia na po, no? Record na po ni Julia ang ma-record. So, ayan. So, let's see if it works. Tanaw na to kung nigana ba siya. So, we will know kung nigana siya if mag-view tag record, wala na nato gitawag ang view records. Or we can actually call this one view records. And then, magbutang lang po tadrig isa ka, let's say, see out, duhaon na to ang viewing. This is from text file. Okay, and then we can copy paste this one. This is from array. Okay, so let's check kung working. So duha ang version nato sa pag-display og record. The first is gikan directly from text file. Ang isa is katong gi-bind nato dito sa text file. So there you are natay records from text file. So this is from text file and this is from yan iset position lang na ninyong value anang mga iset position to 2 lang na ninyo ang ano ni decimal point. So we have this is from array and this is from text file. So yeah, that's it, no? You'll have to choose now asa inyong gamiton. So with this, akong gamiton will be array. I'll be consistent with using array na lang. So I'm gonna be using this one. Okay. So I have already populated or binded the records to my array. So this time I am no longer going to store. Okay. So dili na po nato siya i-store sa text file directly diretso. I-store na to ato ang text file. Okay? I mean, i-store na to ato ang record sa array sa dili siya sa file. Tapos, pwede na ni dili mag-max. I mean, di naman ni puno ato ang kan kasi mag-store naman ta sa text file. So, pwede na nimo ni i-remove ang if. Pero para dili na lang siya mag-ano, sige lang. Just in the case or in the event na ma-use up jud nimo tanan max capacity sa imong array, so okay lang na. But again, this is no longer required. So now we can run the program. Okay. And upon running your program na nakay records na 6 na nakay na display dire and maka-edit ka. Okay. So 103 like Julia, 103 Julia mo na to siya og ISCO male 12 value 458 7.56. Okay, ma-record siya, however, ma-edit siya diri, however, na-edit nimo siya si Isko, from Julia to Isko, however, dili ni siya ma-record directly to student.text. Okay? I mean, of course, kani siyang update sa imong array, dili na siya maadto sa student.text. So, check na to. Dili na siya ma-record. Okay, yung kasi naka-bind, nga naman na. So, malagi. So, wala man dyan binding na nahitabo dire, no? Unlike other programming na dyan strong bind na pwede na ito mabuhat. But with this, wala. Kasi whenever in the edit na part, ano to? Wala man ka nagtawag og text file dire or something. So, pwede ka magtawag og text file here. Okay? Like i-store nimo ang records sa balik sa imong text file gikan sa array na pod. So meaning kung unsay update sa imong array, ibalik lang nimo sa student.text. So inana lang iyang algo dapat. Pero pwede nato na dili buhaton. Sige, ato na lang buhaton sige. Pakita lang sa ako sa inyo na mag-edit ta tapos i-store na to balik sa text file. Asa to na part /t type new value for name na ito'y dili plus star ba? Wait. Sige, di na ako makita. So this time we are going to asa tong view records na to. Ayan. So, we are going to copy this one right here. Oops. I mean, asa to loop date mag-ano ta loop ta sa array. Ay kani. Okay, kopyaw na to ni siya. Okay. And then ibutang na to siya sa edit. Okay, then pwede nimo na again, pwede nimo na siya i-method para di mo madili na kay mo daghan og code sa imong program. So atong buhaton diri is i-store na to. Actually tanggalon na nato ni. And then okay, see out dapat na dito see out diri hold. Sin ma-confuse mo sa hold, pwede ta maghimog lahi nga value or lahi nga pero pwede na to i-reset, no? Ano na lang. Ako lang butang note there, reset hold to null or something or empty. Empty set. So, upon reading from the array, so i-display na to actually kaya na ako unsa tong makita naman to ninyo unsay update sa array kaya like kanina si Julia Isco by using this loop, no? So makita naman to ninyo. So this time i-store na to siya directly sa text file. So how are we going to do that? So ato ta sa atong offstream. Offstream na to is record. So kani, okay? So this time kani siya tanggalon na nimo ni siya class. Okay, tanggalon na rin nato na siya. Kasi or ayaw tanggala but ano nimo siya as record lang. Ana. Okay, para global. So this time ato tabalik sa or edit and then so this will store back the records from array to text file. Okay? So record that open. So dili na to i-true. Why? Kasi kung i-true na to, kung unsa tong record diri last time, plus the record na datay duha ka version ani record na nasa text file na save dili ma-change and then record na nasa array na ma-change over a period of time when the program or while the program is running. So kung i-true na to na siya kung unsa tong updated value diri is ma-add na siya here sa imuhang text file. So ma-double non imuhang record. So i-try na to. Okay. Sige, let's have it here. Record that record hold and then record that close. Okay, sige. Run ta. And there, so view. So i-change na to si 103. So edit 103. So type new value for Julia. So let's say Ken mail 5,000. Page man dahil na, no? Sige na lang. Ayan. So, i-view na to siya. Na-change na siya ang value ni Julia nga 103 to Ken. So, ang age niya is 5,000, something. So, na-change siya dire. And then also, as expected, kay nag-record that open man ta StudentText true, mabutang ko na siya sa StudentText. So, wala siya nabutang. Okay, what happened? All right. StudentText. Wala siya nabutang. What happened? Okay, usap-usap. Check na to. Ay, ano nag-add man ko? Anyway, wala pa to na usap. Wala pa to na sa. Okay, so dapat ma-change na siya. Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nasabtan man kaya?
Dili man tanan sa nasabtan.
Dili ka na nasabtan. Ano,
Sayo.
daladag ka na kayo to, no? Pero sige lang, balik-balik ka lang ninyo, ano, ako na lang yung gibisaya, ano, kay, para, saan eh, para jud masabtan, madulot. Wala nga naman eh. Hindi naman muran. Actually, daghan kay pamaagi ani class, pero akong gipakita na ko sa inyo ang different ways. And then, pili lang mo asa dito ang inyong, ang asa ang comfortable mo gamiton. Sa karon po, di pa muli mag-mind ng mga time and space complexity, pero in the future or along the way dapat mag-mind na mo ana. I mean, i-mind na ninyo sa inyong program na dili inyong program dapat dili balik-balik ang dili sige loop, dili sige awag og mga or dili sige balik-balik og codes, mga inana kuhon dapat inyo nang ma-appreciate. Kaya ang inyong compiler ana og RAM is low, no? So anyway, so let's have here edit. Okay, so takabalo sa tong i-edit na to. Si 103, 104, Julia gyapon da ini. So Ben na pod, then male, 12, and then man ni na plaster, no? Gusto na ko arrange ni siya. Dapat sige lang, i-arrange na to na unya. Si 8 ang age ug ang unsa na. Pwede na walay type, no? Anyway, sige lang. 3,000 example. Tapos, dapat ma-store na siya sa text file. Okay? So, ayun, mo to kung giingon na na siya na-store pero ang katong last part lang, okay, nakita na ako sa problem. Karon na ako na-realize. Nakita na ako sa problem. Ang hold na to kay walay plus. Gitanggal din ako siya ganina. So nakita na ako ang problem. Mao dito kay walay hold plus kaya pala na siya update pero wala ko napansin na-update si Julia. Ang iya lang gina-store is katong si Lovely. Okay? So mao to'y problem. Okay? So balik ka. Okay na ni. Running na nitong program pero this time ako ano siyang sa to atong age pod sa age duha na akong backslash t sa tuition yata as well as si tapil ang gender. Anyway, sige. Balik ka. And then okay, view sa ta. So grabe yun ni si Julia, dili mawala, di masab-usab. I-edit na to si Julia. 103. Kulang pa jud og isa ka backslash t. Sige lang. Julia, let's say Ben, si male, 24, 4,500. Yan. So, i-check sa nato kung edit ba jud siya, si Ben. Okay, i-edit na to isa si 104. And then, let's say, Julia man gihapon na siya, no? Si Ken na po na siya, male. And then, 26. And then, 7,800. So, check na to kung na-edit ba. So, Ben and Ken na siya. So, dapat dito sa tong StudentText, ma-edit na po to siya. Yun. So, na-edit siya. However, Mo na akong giingon sa inyo na true. Mo na akong giingon sa inyo na nag-replicate duplicate niya ang entry, i-double niya, i-double niya ang entry from here. I mean, from to dapit na part. Kani siya, notice that key, nanapod siya dire, and then at the same time here. So every now and then, true man na to siya. True means kasi concatenate or i-append. So ang solution ana is wala, joke lang. Ang solution ana is tanggalon nimo ng true or i-false nimo para kung sa pong update sa imong record mapulihan ni siya new value katong value nga gi-edit nimo sa array. So yeah, so that's it. And ana siya, balik ka sa Julia Julia, and then tong buhaton here is napatoy isa diri na part na edit. Yata tong ID, no? ID. Sige. Okay, balik ka. And then, so view. Edit na to si Julia. Di na to basta-basta ma-edit si Julia, no? So we have type edit 103. Nasobra na po noon si Julia ang name. Then, this is male 26 and then 5,300 or 400. So, view ta. Then, edit na to. Isa ka last nga Julia, 104. Then, male. And then, yan. Tapos, sige. Anyway. And then, student successfully change to, ano na ito? Si kategoro ng pag, ano na to. So, view na to. So, na-change siya si Ben and Ken. So, dapat ato ang program o ato ang text file po ron is or also will be changed to Ken. Ayan. So, Ben and Ken. Ayun. So, anyway, kaya taas ang program kasi ina-explain na ko sa inyo ha. Ang daghan mo ko gi-explain kanang murag dili straightforward bang. Okay, why I did this? It's because I wait lang for a while ha. Sa oras balik. Ay, sige, balik ta. And asa na gaita? Ang ako lang ang ano na ako sa inyo from the beginning. I mean, pwede ra gud na ako itudlo directly kung unsa dapat. Pero ang ako ang gibuhat is unsay mga possible na solution na pwede ninyo para i-strategize sa inyong program. No, at least you are able to understand na okay, kaya pala dito dapat buhaton. It's because at least ma-appreciate ninyo nganong kani dapat ang buhaton because inatong naitabo kung inani ang buhaton. So at least ba namoy na pwede namoy fallback at the same time na like fallback in a way na kung dili ninyo ni ano ang kaninas na solution na katulad isang strategy akong ihimuon. So pwede mo makapili og mga different strategies. Now, right here, what na-stir na to siya, okay? So actually, we can do that the same for delete. So, did you know that for delete, ato ni siyang ibalik, like i-copy ra po nato ni siya. I-copy paste lang nato na siya diri. Wait, ngano tong na successfully change to? Successfully change or change successfully na lang. Actually, for delete, murag ang name na duha. You just have to paste it here. Okay? So, ana. Okay? And the fact ato sang indentation. So, karon pwede na mo ni method. No, pwede nimo ni siya i-method kay balik-balik man siya. Pero ang i-method nimo ni siya by um, yeah, again, pwede nimo na siya i-method by kay balik man exactly the same. So ang loop, pwede po nimo siya i-method duha ang option po nimo ani napa by time. Aya, by time gamay. So ang option nimo ani is in ani void let's say process file or record ba, I don't know sa inyong tawag ana. Ang iyong ano ana is namoy ano ninyo siya, kailangan mo magbutang og mga array dire, then for name inani inyong buhaton. Isa ni sa option ha, sagahan ta mong different options para kung unsa man yung unsa na. And sa age, and then double tuition. And then kato imuhang gibuhat dire, pwede to nimo siya okay, butang dire. And then sa nato, and then apilan nimo siya og I. Okay, in I. Okay, pila ang records nimo, number of records. String hold. Yan. And then yahon ra pod nimo ni siya. So again ha, ato lang ning itanggalon siya dire. I mean i-comment lang nako ni just in case. So there sana to. Okay, so this time kani imong off-stream record pwede na ni siya wala diri. Like diri, pwede na ni siya diri na nimo is i-declare. Okay. And you can do that. Okay, duha pwede pod in ani imong style like void process records. Okay, duha na to records pero this time imuhang tawagon lang is or imuhang i-ano lang is ang string let's say records na lang sige records. And then ang imuhang ibutang dire would be wait for a while. So instead of hold records. Yan. So duha na ka bro. Kamo bahala asa inyong i-follow ana either this one or this one. So it will work the same. Okay? Only that ang iyang implementation would be asa naman to sa edit. Edit. So right here i-comment lang pod nato ni. I mean, yeah, we can actually remove this one. So, pwede nimo tawagon ang sa to? Right, kung sa ito? Process record. So, duha ka process record which is ato nimo ang mga ID, name, gender, age, and tuition and I. Or pwede nimo tawagon, okay, itry sa nato kung mugana ba ning process record kay basin dili di ay. Try na to ha. Let's say sa edit. Yan. So view, edit na to si kaningkan iyang age kay 3, 4, 5, 6 iyang age dire. So iyang age lang atong i-edit. 104. So yan lang gihapon na. And can mail lang gihapon. Basta naman ako ni tarong na 23 and then 6,700. So, after that, 10, I mean, current record 6, tapos view na to siya. So, dapat 23 na na si Ken, dili na iyahang edad 3, 4, 5, 6. So, let's see kung nirana. Yan, nigana siya. 23 na ang edad ni Ken. So, working. Pwede po, katong isa, imong iano, try na to kung mugana po to siya. Process records. Instead of, pero kung kaning process records imuhang gamiton, di lang mo dili sa inyong gusto, no? Mga suki. Kana imong buhaton, maginani ka. Mag-loop ka diri sa sulod. So, it's up to you sa inyong hang pilion. Then, wala tay, but this time, yung ibutang diri hold. Yan. So, pili lang mo either process record or kaning process record or process records. Pero na ang loop diri. Pero i-try na to sa edit gihapon ta and process records if it works. Okay, one, oh. Oh, sorry. Edit. Ay, 102 na lang. Gerald. So, this time, si Digong. Mail. 12. 4,100. So, view na to. Dapat na-change na si Digong. Try na to kung na-change ba. So, na-change there into Digong. Ayan. So, the same thing. Buhato din mo na sa delete. Sa tong delete na part here. Sa delete, it's all up to you kung sa imuhang tawagon, process record ba or process records. Pahala sa inyong trip. So, of course, this one is mas limpyo, no? Mas limpyo ni siya. Pero, mas naapay, mas limpyo, ani. Pwede dili di mo ni siya tawagon diri tanan. Okay po, actually, kung gusto mo mag-delete, i-try na to kung mugana ang edit, mugana ang delete, mugana ang search, tanan. I-try na to, ha? Yan. Add. So, let's say, Martzel, mail, 16, tuition, 5,800. Yan. So, view. Yan. So, i-edit na to si Lovely. Sige. And then 106. So, love na lang. Okay, female gihapon siya. 18 na siya. 6,700. Tapos, view. Okay, mag-delete ta. So, i-delete na to si 107. Okay, 107. So, deleted. 107 is deleted successfully. Okay, so let's check sa StudentText na to. So, wala na si Martzel. Na-change na to si Lovely to Love. So, correct, okay, atong program tanan. So, actually, pwede ni mo siya na dili ni mo ni tawagon here. Okay, so, pwede ni mo ni siya dili pwede ni mo siya dili tawagon diri si something. Kaya medyo, ni siya, medyo, kasi tawag na to, pwede da diri mo tawagon sa process records. Pwede na meaning sa pag-exit na nimo siya tawagon. Okay, so meaning, pag mahuman yung program, make sure lang na imong user mag-exit jud or EX niya. Okay? Or to guarantee na mag-exit siya or kanahuman, dili mo ibutang. Pwede gapon dira. At least bahalag dili mag-ex mo dili mo terminate or dili niya humanon kaya mo nag times, di ba? Along the way na sige kag update, edit, update tapos what if wala siya nag-type og X. So dili ma-read tong saan dapat na update na value sa imong StudentText. So might as well diri nimo siya ibutang sa pinaka last na part. Okay. So depende na sa inyo ha gihapon, ara na sa inyo ha kung saon ninyo na. Okay. So, yan, no? It's all up to you kung diri ba, or every mag-update or edit ba ka. Anyway, naka-method naman siya. So, it's up to you. Now, karon ang syempre ang ano ani is ang mga transactions, no, like dili ta pwede na mag-update sa palitan ani update kani iyahang record sa ay kaning tuition dapat ma-change na every time ma-update lang ng tuition pag magbayad siya. So dapat na kay separate na text file ana. So mo na inyong i-work on kumbaga. So pwede ba ninyo siya let's say mag-update siya about time, pero sige lang, itry na to. And then, uh, void payment. Ayan. So, double pay. And then, ay, pwede na. Actually, pwede na sa himo taog. May time. Kaya pa. Gamay. Kaya gamay. So, asa naman tong ano na to? Say magdungag tag isa ka na P for payment. So, sa payment na section, okay, dungag lang ta. Kasi dili pwede update nimo ang tuition. Dapat mag-update ta sa tuition based on unsa iyang mga gipang pila iyang gipambayad, no? Based sa unsa iyang gibayad inaana or kanusa dapat na i-date something or what. So, right here, first is actually mag-search gyapon ta, mura gyapon tang nag-edit ani. Kani gyapon. Pero this time dili lang tataman. And then wala na ilabot dapat situation diri. Meaning dili ma-update situation. Okay? And then diri nimo siya ibutang na part. And then so update sa ato sa source identification, correct, blah blah blah. And then after that, makita niya blah blah blah, tapos may ano na to, name search. So name dili na to siya so pwede nimo ipagawas ang info niya kung unsa yang info, like asa to sa search na part kani. Wait. Yeah, actually pwede na kanina lang anong kanina na tong kopyahon para dili libog. So balik ta diri. Ay, anong na akong ibutang? Wait ha, kay nalibog na noon ko. Dapat diri P. Yan. Okay, so right here, i-display ba nimo, tapos display mo yung info, tapos ang imong buhaton diri is pay. Pwede di tanan imong i-display. Okay, pay, enter amount. Okay, so enter amount to pay. Murag ihang ibayad. Okay, and then see in pay or amount. So putang na to ang double amount dire, asa naman to? Okay. And then there. So after that one, i-change lang nimo ang edit, sa to, tuition, tuition, tapos search equals to amount. Nice, no. Tuition search equals or minus equals to amount. So, at least ana. So, ayan, at least ma-update ang tuition based sa pila gibayad. Tapos, pwede ka mag-recording ani sa imuhang, pwede nimo ni siya i-record sa text file nimo like, for instance, asa man tong kani. Ay, asa tong process, this one. Wait just wait for a while. Para na kay murag recording history sa iyang payment. Okay, pwede ka mag-recording here. So, nabala tayo record that open. Asa to? Off stream record. Nang gidelete, no? So, record that open. Wait. Asa man ako itong ibutang? Wala. Yan ako siya ibutang. Okay? So, off-stream record that open. Tapos, record that close. Tapos, dili na ako sa text file ibutang. Ibutang na ako sa transaction ba or payment, that text. And then, akong i-record kay, so, record na ako ang ID. So, ID, search. Okay, time na jud. And then, record po na ako diri ang amount. Tapos, if you want, time naman din siya. So, if you want, i-appeal nimo ang, sa example lang, no, i-record na itong appeal kin sa ang cashier. So, si cashier, kasi nag-process. So, si cashier, 102. Example lang, mao na si cashier, cashier 102. Example na to, ang cashier na to kay si, basta ang cashier ani kay si, para makip-track na to kinsay naga-record. Si cashier daw kay si Ana. Okay? Wala, assuming lang na si ang cashier na to is Ana. And then, or kinsa to nag-login sa imuhang text file. Okay? And then, pagka-abot diri, pwede po ka mag-record on say date. So, example lang, ang date daw 11, samanta karon 22, 2021. So, na may system date, pwede na nyo i-capture diretso. And then, okay, so, ma-update na ang tuition niya. Okay, but at least na-update yung tuition based sa amount na gibayad ni user. So, pwede ninyo na siya, I don't know how are you going to do that, but pwede ninyo siya basta i-record ninyo siya in that way na naa siya murag resibo ba, no? Murag resibo per, sana, pwede niyo siya himuon siyang murag resibo. Anyway, sige, try na to. I-run na to. Wala, dahil ni dapat na ID, tapos amount, sige na lang. Anyway, let's view. So, let's say si Digong may bayad. So, ato ta sa payment, payment, no? So, type student ID 102. So, yung tuition ni Digong is 43,200. So, mo ni iyang information na siya 43,200. So enter amount daw, example, nagbayad daw siya 5,000. So dapat okay na kay process blah 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 mao kulang wala lang na see out pero pwede nimo na i-see out dira na okay inani then mao na yung balance. And then every time na nagbayad ang imuhang kuan kaya naman kay bagong text file refresh nimo siya sa mga refresh yun. So payment. So naka-recording na naka-share na 11, 22, 21. At least naka-reason nganong na-change ang wala lagi na-change. Nganong na-change ay umadita nagtawag diri og ano no. Like wala na to gitawag ang process diri man gud na to na butang. So pwede nimo siya ibutang diri. So ma-update dapat to ang record ni Digong. Ito na to one more. Try lang na to. Tapos i-true dahil ninyo siya. I-true kay para magsige lang siya add and add. So at least naka-recording, mo na nice sa file no kasi naka-record unsay mga nganong usab man iyang balance. Nagbayad ay ni siya o ana ba? Oo, nagbayad ma'am katong kuan, katong inanin ana. So let's say 102. So 43,200, let's say nagbayad siya 10,000. Bayad na siya ma'am katong kuan inani so pwede na po mo viewing ana pwede ninyo na i-view i-fetch lang ninyo tong nasa payment.txt pero again i-check na to kung na-change ba ang na-update ba ang bayad ay ang payment ni Digong so yan na 33,200 na lang yan so I am not going to tell you discuss everything kay wait lang mag-attendance ako sa Pikas iba si mabsinanta. Question? Hi there. Question everyone.
Wala, sir.
Nakuha?
Sir,
Nakuha ninyo? Nakuha siya? Wala.
ako naman, sir.
Gamay, good. Bahala lang sa wala ang code, ang logic lang. Ang logic lang dapat niyo makagal. Did you know, kaya pinaka-importante yun ang logic sa programming. So kung naman yung mga room reservation, kano siya sa nag-reserve, tapos ma-update iyang room, dapat naka-text file ang room, naka-text file kung available ba siya or dili, kung inventory siya, nagpalit ang customer, mo na yung mga transaction, mo palit ang customer, tapos pagpalit sa customer, minus ang inventory dito, so na dapat history ka nga nganong na minusan man ni inventory nato because na inipalit ni customer tapos i-store niyo sa text file every time na ang customer magtaya so parang kumbaga receipt no tapos pwede to niyo i-fetch kay tudloan naman mo sa view ato sa record pwede niyo na siya i-fetch ang kaning payment only that dili lang na I cannot accommodate it now na ma-display nato siya. Okay? So I just hope na kita ninyo unsay possible niyo na mabuhat. Okay? So now, I am going to spare you with this one. We are no longer, we are now, say tawag ani, dili na